Sierra here at Halcyon Yarn, and today I'm going to tell you about Nube by Malabrigo. Nube is a hand-dyed, super soft merino wool roving. It is soft as a cloud, and actually, Nube means cloud in Spanish. Now, I was so excited about this roving that as soon as we got it in, I snatched up my two favorite colors, this green and the Archangel, the kind of orangey. Now, keep in mind that with every dye lot, well, every bag is a different dye lot. Sometimes it even varies from braid to braid. So if you see a color that you really like, you gotta snatch it up right away because it might be different the next time around, which is something that we actually really love about Malabrigo because it's so unique. Anyway, so I snatched these colors up and I started spinning with my green, and this is an unrinsed, unsoaked. I still haven't stretched it, and I just wanted to get it off my bobbin so I could kind of show it off. Spinning it a little bit light, I plan to ply it with some kind of natural colored, I think some other merino, but more of a solid undyed natural. And I think that will look great in showing off the color changes. And it was surprising to see, as I spun this out, how the color looks so different than even what you end up seeing in the braid. But why am I telling you when I can show you? Now, I'm a novice spinner, self-taught, and I learn more from customers every day than I care to admit. But I don't have too hard a time spinning with Nube. I think that sometimes, like at first when I started spinning with it, I found it a little tricky to draft. It was a little sticky, so I had to exert a little bit more pressure and pull a little harder than I usually would. But once I kind of split it up into thinner slices and just started taking it a little bit slower, I found that I eased into a really nice rhythm with it. I still end up getting, a little bit of thick and thin quality, which I really like. Maybe someday it'll go away, maybe not. Who knows? But it's really fun to see how these colors shift. And they really do take on a whole different feel when you draw them out like this. Because, this green, for example, that I'm working with looks neon, but when you look at it in the grand scheme of the rest of the bobbin, you can see that it kind of gets this more olivey shade to it. And the darker pieces that were in there, which on here will kind of look gray, and in some areas they almost look dark brown black, those stretch out to a really pale minty gray. And it's just everything all blending together. It's really, really lovely. So this is great for spinning, and it gives you a ton of options for playing with color. Again, like I said, I plan to apply this with something neutral, and paler in color, but nothing with the same dye. But you could also apply it with itself. You can apply it with another shade from the Nube line. This also works, you can see when you split it up into these thinner slices, this would work great for thrummed projects, so it could make a really extra warm lining for some thrummed mittens or a hat. But this is just a really great fiber to work with for felting or whatever you want to do with fiber.